So today we got Jermaine Boddie and his son Jermaine Boddie Jr. on today's episode of the Grudge Report. So what's up, y'all?
What's going on? What's going on?
All right, how y'all doing? How you doing?
He's doing good.
Good.
Today first, you said what?
You said that's good.
All right.
Yeah.
First thing we're gonna start off with is what is your history of getting into racing and how did that all start out for you?
I'll let you.
We talking me first, man?
Yeah, go for it, Dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's generational, man. There's a lot with that. I got into racing. I was born into it. My dad didn't have race cars before I was even born. So when I was born and came up, 2 years old, I used to watch my dad in race, peek out the window and watch him race. So as soon as I can sit up and hold the steering wheel, I was on my dad's lap, grabbing the steering wheel, yelling and screaming like I was a race car.
Right.
Yeah. So for me, it's pretty much the same. I was born into it. My dad had me around it since I was a baby. I was going to street races and stuff. And I didn't really get to do it until I got older, got done with school and stuff. But once that was over with, I was all in.
Yeah, that's sound pretty dope. Especially your first time. What was your first race car, actually?
Mine or my dad?
Whoa.
Both. It don't matter. Whoever can go first.
Okay, my first race car was a Nova. I had a Nova. I put this Nova together. I was about 19 years old. I had put this Nova together. It had a big block in it. 454 was a 1970 Nova. It just had a roll bar in it. It didn't even have posi. It was it was pretty fast car. I got to run like a 1260 back then, but it actually had a motor that could have ran 10s, but the car wasn't set up to do it. But that was my first race car, man, way back when I was 19 years old.
So mine was, I'd say the car that got me hooked before actually racing was my dad got me a 2002 Camaro for my 16th birthday, man. And we took that to the track. It ran 13, 12, and 13 10s. And since then, I've been hooked.
Yeah, I like the 2002s, especially when they built right.
Yeah.
Those are pretty dope. What was all done to it? Was it stock?
Nah, it was just stock. It was stock. It had nothing done to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. I'm pretty sure everybody asked you about this, but let's talk about that Willie from Big Jake's race. How did you manage to keep it straight for that long?
It's funny that race. So a lot of people don't know, going into that race, we were having trouble with the suspension on the car. The car just wanted to wheelie and it was going right and left. So before that, we were in the staging lanes for about, it was like 2 hours. There was so many cars. The staging lane was packed all the way to the back. So we were all the way in the back. And so by the time first round started, we were still in the staging lanes. So we didn't get to make a test hit. We had to go straight into first round. So I'm thinking, we don't know what the car gonna do. If we ain't traveled this far to lose, I'm gonna just drive it till I can't drive it no more. So it went in the air. I couldn't see where it was going. I was kind of gauging where I was at on the track by the lights, and I can kind of see the front of the nose of the car where it's drifting towards to. And once I seen it going to the left towards the center line, I got out of it, a little bit past the 330 and got right back in it, and it stood right back up on the wheelie, and that was the race. So yeah, but I was just thinking, we gotta win. We ain't travel all the way from Cali to come out here and lose first round.
Right.
Yeah.
you and your dad is really notorious for doing wheelies. Every time I see an Instagram post, one of the either the red Nova is in the air or the blue Camaro's in the air. It's just something about y'all and wheelies.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, man, we've been having a bunch of chassis problems. That's what it is.
Right. It's not something we want to do.
Plan ain't so willing, man.
Right.
You know, we got these high horsepower cars, and it just sometimes it takes a little time. One of our biggest problems, man, and people see it ain't no secret. We want to get out there and race fast instead of taking the proper steps of testing. So when we go out there, the cars ain't always all the way together. And tuning, like my son say, his car, we go all the way to Texas, and the car chassis wasn't dialed in, and we go out there to a race. So that's kind of like one of the things I'm trying to change about my program, but just having that fire and that heart. I just want to aim that in the right direction and stop just going out there without our cars, right? And then you won't see us out there doing all the wheelies. We'll be doing a lot of winning.
Right. So whenever Street Outlaws, well, I'm gonna probably ask this first. How is the actual set of Street Outlaws filming? Because a lot of people want to know about that too.
How is it? Meaning, well, I'm answering the way I think the people want to hear. It's, for one, it's very, very real. It's very stiff competition. But what's amazing is how these cars now, starting off on the street, is actually where I'm at now. I'm actually here filming now. We're filming America's Race. I'm driving my son's car on the street now. And it's amazing how these guys are, like they say, fast in America. He's the best in the world. These guys race their car on the street every day, every week. And honestly, going to No Prep Kings and anywhere that they filming at, it's some of the stiffest competition I've never been in on the Street Outlaw show. So a lot of people don't know. A lot of people question it being real, and then a lot of people question, how tough it is. You got people out there like they see all the time, Ryan Martin. These guys is extreme professionals, man. They got their programs together. So the Street Outlaw, man, a lot of people now are gravitating to it and trying to be involved in it. It's a real stiff group of guys, and I feel like over there, well, what we do, we are the best in the country.
Right. So whenever the filming is done, do y'all ever plan on putting your son's car back on small tires and racing it anywhere?
We do.
Yep. When we have time, it's this No Prep Kings and Street Outlaws. As of right now, it's our main focus. We just pretty much trying to get both of our cars just dialed in for this No Prep King and the street racing. But trust and believe though, when we got time, put some radios on, go grudge racing. That's for sure what we gonna do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of our just to elaborate on that a little bit. One of our biggest problems too was switching our car tires up too much. And if you see the No Prep Kings and the Street Outlaw guys, they don't switch their cars up. You don't see them at radio races. They dedicated to what they're doing. So you gotta put a lot of time in, a lot of testing in on these No Prep cars or these street cars to perform at your highest level. So right now, we're not going to change the cars until we succeed and be successful out here on that Street Outlaw level. Then you'll see us back out on the small tires.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know how much y'all keep up in the actual grudge racing world, but who would y'all like to see actually get it on and stop talking over the internet and race?
Well, the grudge scene, I'll answer it first, man.
All right.
The grudge scene, I only keep up with some of my main guys like Trigger Man, and keep up with a little bit of what Rock is doing, and some of the I keep up with the big cars, like more in my class, I would say, like the Gotti and what's that new Corvette?
The Illuminati.
Yeah. Cars like that. Before it's the rest of the guys, unfortunately, Well, I got a few of my partners in Chicago, too, 3 Love and the rest of them. I kind of keep up with them guys, but for the most part, it's hard to keep up with that stuff doing what we're doing as much. So I don't know the details. You know anything about, man, you been seeing any trash talking going on out there?
Not directed towards us. Like I told you when they had that No Guts, No Glory this year, I heard it was little birds chirping saying that Illuminati wanted to race us, but we didn't go too deep into that because we had our other things going on. So that's about it.
Yeah, so in the grudge world, like I said, that's my world, man. I love that. I'm just super focused on this street all stuff right now. So you would have to pretty much tell me if it's a lot of talking. That's one thing about the grudge world that I don't like is a lot of guys that don't want to get out there and race. That's why I love Trigger Man and people like him because they get out there and they race. You know what I mean? You see them racing a few times a month. They racing a lot, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Trigger Man, he'll chop anywhere in the world to race somebody.
Yeah. Trigger Man, a bad boy, man.
So I was asking about that because we have a blue Camaro owned by Stephen Free that and LMR, the blue 4th Gen Camaro. And they Illuma, well, I don't remember which order it was, but one of the two was calling each other out, and Illuminati didn't want to drop down to a 275 to race them. So I think that Illuminati doesn't want to race people that they're scared they're gonna lose to by dropping down to a smaller tire. They want to be on a bigger tire to have the advantage and not even the playing field, is what I see. Because when they was talking, they were saying they would race at Jake's race, but they wasn't gonna get on the 275.
Yeah, and so to elaborate on that a little bit more, with the grudge racing game, it's all a strategy. And Illuminati guys, I would say, me personally, I feel that their car definitely runs better on the 315, and with the type of power they trying to put down, I think they're gonna struggle with that 275. I think they're gonna try to make people come in their world, and they actually offering stuff too. They're offering out back tires and the clear and all that stuff. So right. I think it's a strategy. I think it's a strategy for them. I think they try to run their race, and if you jump in there, they're gonna jump in there on their terms. So I wouldn't say it's scared because I watched the car. The car was extremely fast. I don't think they have any reason of being scared of somebody, but it's all about being strategic and picking the right guys. Because with that car on 315, man, it's gonna be hard to beat by anybody. That car fast.
Yes, it is real very fast. I watched it at No Guts, No Glory back in December.
Yeah, it's a fast car. Then you got to realize too, that car around the 315, then the 275 cars. That's like telling the 275 cars, to drop down tire. Like these cars ain't gonna drop down no tire. So if you're gonna challenge that car, and he don't want to give him a 275, it's gonna either be a no race or he's gonna give you something. Because most people, they know where their car run best at. They're not gonna change the car up. That's just how it goes.
Mm-hmm. The LMR Camaro that I'm talking about, it's won the RVW class a couple of times on the 315, but it's kind of outdated for it now because it's still a back half car. So they run.
Yeah, it's fast. LMR car fast too.
Yeah, every shootout they didn't won. Really in Texas, the two baddest cars on the 275 is Lamar Swindle with the Gold Disc Camaro and LMR.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's definitely true. LMR car is really fast, but if he put that 315 on, I got to go with the Illuminati car. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no nothing against those guys, but I just seen that Illuminati car. Mm-hmm. That car is moving out. That car fast. So if they was to both put 315s on, you got to run it just like you just said. Then he'll be running Illuminati's race if you put the 315s on because that's how Illuminati is coming. You seen Marcus Burke. He went out and he tried to take the 275 off his car and put it on a 315. And he went out there and made a few test hits. And it ain't easy to just get that car figured out. They know you're going to have to go fast to run that Illuminati car. So you try to, I don't know. To me, I just stay in my lane. If he ain't on my tire, me personally, I'm staying in my lane.
Right. I wanted to see that race happen too. John Gotti and Illuminati. If John Gotti would have been able to get down, I think he would have won. Marcus Ray would have won.
Against Illuminati? Yeah, that would have been a good one. It would have been a good one for sure.
It would have been a good one. I mean, I think Illuminati is the toughest car out there that I've seen. But like you say, you never know. I've been itching a little bit, man, for putting some radios on my car and going out there and put it on a 315 and see what it do, going out there and challenge a few guys. But the Grudge game, like I say, we've been focusing on this no prep stuff, and the Grudge game is kind of it just ain't. It just I don't have it don't have the fire in it with the big cars.
It ain't what it was. Now. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Well, that race you went to, Dad, and what was that, like that was like 3 years back, huh? 2 or 3 years back when you raced Little Country and what's his name? Mm-hmm. Dang, why I can't remember. Scoop. Yeah. That race was fun. And it was a lot of fast cars like on your level there. Like you don't really see that no more.
It was hard to get a race though,
right.
Back then. It was hard to get a race because I had to race Little Country, which had a Pro Mod. So
right.
It was the only one that was a back half car that was willing to race me at that time.
Yeah. And
everything else wanted to race me was cars that really was out my league, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because I had a fast back half car. Like Elamar right now. Elamar can't get no races. He can't get nobody to race him. That's it like him ain't a back half car in the country gonna race.
Yeah.
He ended up beating I don't know if y'all seen it, but it's a Pro Mod called White Chocolate, Nitrous Pro Mod.
Oh, that Camaro?
Yeah, he done won everything. Yeah. He was undefeated until he lost to LMR in the finals at Big Jake's race in September.
I seen that. That was a good race.
It was.
I saw that. Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to put some radios on and come over there and mess with LMR. I would have to do it first. I ain't even calling nobody out until I'm out there, until at least I'm ready to race. But
right.
that's something that can go down in the future for sure.
Uh-huh. So on the street, so coming from No Prep Kings and switching into an entirely different car, and going to the street, what is the main challenge in that?
That's a huge challenge, man. So that's a great question. We take my son's car, and we just raced it in Vegas. He was driving it, and we had it all set up for the track. We had it on Go Fast. Yeah. You know, of course, on the track, we're trying to go as fast as we can go. And to come back to the street a few months later, what was it? A little over a month later,
mm-hmm.
and running on the street against 25 of the baddest cars in the world. These guys, Oklahoma guys, they test and race on the street week in, week out. So to make that change, man, it's a lot of work and dedication, man. We're on our way now. As soon as I got the phone with you, we're on our way to go test. We're going to go test tonight, and we've been out here for 2.5 weeks already.
Since the 6th.
2 weeks to go.
Yep.
Yeah, we've been out here since the 2nd. We raced on the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been testing even before that. So it's a challenge, man. Just getting out there and making these cars work, changing struts, changing the way, loosening up the shocks and changing tune-ups and changing blowers, gears. And it's a big challenge. But it's fun, man. It's fun. It's different type of racing. You know, like it's like the donks. You know, the donk came out and everybody is all into that. Now we got the big wheel racing. It's another fashion of racing, man. I love it all. It's a challenge.
So yeah, there's a lot of. I like all kinds of racing. As long as it's got drag racing, I'm gonna be all in for it.
Yes,
sir. I hear a lot of people say the difference between like Pro Chargers and turbos. What is the main difference? Is one faster than the other? Like is your son's car faster than your car? Your blue car?
Well, if I'm driving, my car faster than his. But Nah, but it's pretty much tuner preference and whatever the tuner want, and I feel like anything can go fast. You just got to tune it to go fast.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little different. Okay, we got like we said, we got different racing styles. Like we got no prep.
Mm-hmm.
The Pro Charger is a much easier program to run on no prep. No preps is not designed to have a lot of bite on the track. So a no prep is designed to have a lot of bite early, and then out on the top, it's going to be not a lot of bite out there. So a Pro Charger car, much better combination to run on a no prep surface. The turbo cars, you can't go out and make 70,000 boosts on the top end of the track. So turbo cars, they just ain't gonna be able to get it early like a Pro Charger car. So as soon as you let the brake go, you'll Pro Charge that 50 pounds of boost when the turbo got to spool up and get there. So as you go down the track. So in a no prep surface, I'll take a Pro Charger. In a full on racetrack, of course, if we were talking quarter mile, we'd take turbos. Yeah. But in the eighth mile, even in a real track eighth mile, I would have to say Pro Chargers are pretty much dominating all levels of racing right now.
Because all your numbers on the Pro Charger, you get it early. So by the time the race over, the turbos ain't made enough power to come around that Pro Charger.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the no prep series this past season, the top dudes were Pro Charge cars, Lil Country and Ryan Martin with his great car. And then after that, it was Kyle Kelly with his nitrous car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Kyle Kelly and Lindsay was really one of them. Lindsay, Musi, and Ryan Martin had the two fastest cars out there, hands down, for the majority of the races. And we had 15 races, and a lot of people don't know that the Pro Charger won 9 of them.
Right.
So that's total domination. You know what I mean? So it lets you know right there what stands alone. Then you go to you go to Pro Mod, NHRA, then you go to Pro Mod, just any all these sanctions for these Pro Mods, and the Pro Charger cars is at the top. Like the Pro Charger cars dominate on every level of racing.
Yeah, that's true.
They just too fast, man. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna whoop my son in my car, but other than that, because I still stick with my turbos and I'm fast. But other than that, Pro Charger is actually easier and a better way to go as of right now.
Right. I would like to see that race happen. Yeah, your son. That would be one for the books right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna come up. You know what? I'm trying to see, to be honest with you, I'm trying to make it over to Jake's race. My son's car will already be out there. After we leave here, his car is going right out there in Dallas, so we're gonna get some work done to it out there, freshen the motor and stuff. His car will be there. My car, I'm gonna bring my car over there now. My car ain't far away now, and I'm gonna bring my car out there and get the motor freshened up. Once the motor is freshened up, we were thinking about going out to Jake race. The only problem is I wanted to, again, put my car on radios and go out there and do the radio thing, but I don't know how much time I'm going to have trying to sort this car out.
When's Jake's race?
It's in March.
In the last weekend of March. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you got Street Outlaws coming up. No Prep Kings coming up in April, so my car already be in Texas would be a good idea. But we also got a race at home the weekend at the Big J race. So that's the only reason I was thinking about maybe not changing the tire, because I can't run that small tire at home. I don't think I can. Track just ain't good enough out there. I mean, I can, but it won't be fun to me.
So what advice would y'all give a younger racer trying to get in a race and build up to a caliber of cars that y'all run?
Man, good question. My son young, so that question is for me. What I would say, man, is be a student of the game, man. Get out there. The number one thing if you want to be a racer is put your mind on the business level. Go out there and try to create you some business that's going to generate you some money, for one, because you don't want to go out here trying to race. These cars are way too expensive to not have your financial aspect of your life in order.
Mm-hmm.
So that's number one. You know what I mean? I wouldn't advise no youngster to go out there and try to race on a small budget. Number one is you financially just think of some type of business to invest in, especially as a young kid. Man, you got so many opportunities now. You guys got all this social media. Man, you got people getting rich off of YouTube. You got stocks. You got all kind of things that they didn't have when I was a kid. And you guys got way more opportunity to generate revenue. So I would say aim towards that for one. And then two, as a racer, just be a student of the game, man. Like somebody at your age right now doing what you're doing, you're totally invested in the game mentally. And to me, that's what's going to make you be a better racer. Like the more you study this sport, the more you put your mind into it and your time into it, you can't do nothing but have great what do you call it, like progress. I mean, great outcome from just your hard work and your dedication. So just get out. There's so many smart teams out there in Texas and so many smart guys for racing. Just get next to them people, man, and learn as much as you could. Ask the questions like you do. You're real good at asking questions. And any youngster, just get out there and be resourceful. Get out there and ask questions. Talk to these people. Get on social media. Right now, there's nobody out of reach. You can reach anybody on social media. So get out there and ask them a question and see, learn something. Learn as much as you could.
Yeah. And I like my dad said, I'm young, but one thing I'm starting to learn. Well, I've been noticed it, but being consistent is the biggest thing right now for me. And I can relay that to you because you're young as well. Just keep being consistent at being a student of the game and just show progress of drag racing. Just be consistent, and that's going to take you a long way.
Right, that's understandable.
Yeah.
This will probably be the last topic for today because I'm running out of time. What would y'all say is y'all's most proud moment since y'all been racing? Like biggest accomplishment, I should say.
The biggest accomplishment in racing?
Yeah.
Go first, Dad.
Okay, well, my biggest accomplishment, man, was getting recognized by the Street Outlaws somewhat over 10 years ago. To me, all the hard work that my dad and my uncle put in to drag racing with our family name, when I was able to land a spot as one of the Street Outlaw members, and the show found me, I think that was a huge accomplishment, man. It actually, I felt like I was carrying the torch. I felt like I was carrying the torch for my family name and for us as people that's out there pushing, trying to do what we do, and being able to shine a light on us and see that, some people like us out here doing something positive, and the youth, the young guys can actually follow us and try to do the same thing.
I would say just it's not a specific race or anything, but I would just say my year of 2022 racing. I mean, not 2020. That year was big for me. Like it really got people to open their eyes. Like, dang, Boddie got a son too, and it just feel good to continue on our name. Is we got 3 generations of racers, so that just feel good, and I'm gonna keep that going. I got a son on the way, so he gonna be the next. So
all right. Congratulations on that.
Yep. So keeping that going is just my biggest accomplishment.
All right.
Yeah.
I got time for 2 more. So what would y'all say? Dang, I forgot the question. Where do y'all go? All right, what do y'all goals for 2022?
What did he say? What do we do?
What's our goals for 2022?
Oh, goals for 22.
Yeah.
We got some big goals for 2022.
Yeah.
You can tell them what you doing, Jermaine, and I'll tell them the rest.
All right. So this year will be actually my first year of actually being a full-time racer on No Prep King. So I just want to get my name out there and just let everybody know that I am, and also Team California is a team to be reckoned with on that show and come out on top. And also, I told my dad this the other day that I would like to be on that Drag Illustrated 30 under 30 this couple of years. So that'll be tight too. So then my two goals for this year. Yeah, you wanna go?
Okay. Hey, go ahead, answer. He got another question for you.
No, I was waiting on you to.
No, I should turn that.
Oh, okay. So my goal this year, 2022, is to go out, get out there on Street Outlaws and prove to the world that we go out there and win and compete on the highest level. A lot of people who see me, I've lost a lot out there on the TV show, and it's only because, like I told you, and one of the biggest advice I gave to you and any other youngster, you got to be dedicated. So I would go out to these races, and I never was dedicated. I didn't race my car on no prep service until I showed up to a race. I didn't shred my car on the street until they called me out and the cameras was there. So all that just showed that, I'm up against some stiff competition, and you got to have your game. You got to be on your A game. So I was basically not dedicated. So this year, man, I'm planning on going out here, kicking the doors in, and letting these people know we got 2 fast cars. I'm gonna be driving not my car this year. I'm gonna be driving this 69 Nova called Gucci, and my son gonna be driving his car on MPK. Yeah. So the plan is to go out there and do a lot of winning. I plan on winning my first MPK this year for sure. No Prep King race.
Yeah, I hope to see that happen too.
Yeah, that'll be dope.
Yeah, that'll be big.
The last 2 questions is about our race. When y'all took the silver car to South Georgia Motorsports Park for, I think, No Mercy, what class was that in? Or was y'all just doing no time grudge?
That was Pro 275. And that race was actually, it was funny how that came about. We were just at home, and it was like the week of the race, the Monday of the race. My dad called me. He was like, I think we're going to Georgia. I said, what? Loaded up the car, drove 52 hours, and made it to Georgia. Yep. And mind you, the car was still set up on a big tire. So we got to Georgia, and the first day we got there, I think it was Wednesday. Got there Wednesday, and we just thrashed on the car, switched it over to small tire, and then Thursday morning made our first hit.
Is that the pass where she came up off all fours?
No, that was first round. That was first round eliminations. Yeah.
All right.
It's crazy. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's crazy because we was just going out there, not even knowing what the car was going to do. And I feel like we made a statement. That was our first time with the car on the 275, and we qualified with the baddest dudes in the country on the 275. I think we qualified, I want to say like 20-something, 28 to 30-something out of 60-some cars. So that was big. Bad. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we was happy. We wasn't happy as we could have been because we knew we had a fast car. We needed to show the world, but everything happened for a reason, because after it was all said and done, I was happy that we didn't show how fast the car really was.
Right.
They was lighting up the board, so it was just like, it was a double-edged sword. We didn't get to do as good as we did, but I was actually happy because we still had a car that was unknown to we can use in the Grudge world.
Right.
Yeah, that seems like it was a good accomplishment for that year too.
Yeah.
Now, the last question for today would be about, I think it was the event at SCSN Vegas, and it was either 19 or 20 when you had wrecked it. What happened during that time? Because I know earlier that day you had spun it out, and then I think a few passes later you had ended up in the wall.
Yeah. So the pass where it spun around, it was a good crosswind going on after a little past the 8th mile where the grandstands in, and it just took the car, and luckily I got it off the wall, kept it off the wall that pass. But the pass after, I pulled the chutes. One chute came out, and the other one was tangled with it, and the wind caught it, lifted the rear end off the ground, and pitched it straight into the wall. And there was nothing you can do but just hold on and just pray it don't either roll over or catch on fire, and it didn't. So it looked way worse than what it was, but we got the car back, and it's all good now.
Yeah, my first time seeing it was at SCSN last year in June when I first met your dad. He's
in Texas.
Yeah, he's real cool. Like, I wasn't expecting, like, a lot of people make out Street Outlaws dudes to be complete, like, rude and everything. He's one of the nicest people I've met in the drag racing community.
That's cool, man. I appreciate that, man. I strive on trying to. So where that come from is me being, me coming from struggles like everybody else, and a lot of guys, they had a lot of stuff handed to them. And me, I came from the struggle. I've been on every aspect of life. You know what I'm saying? I've been in a touring family growing up as a kid. I've been out in the streets running around. I've been in trouble. I just been through a lot. So over the years, my accomplishments, it just humbles me. Like everything that I was able to accomplish, it humbles me because I've been in positions and I know a lot of people who would be happy just to be able to have freedom, be able to go hug their wife when they want to, or go take the kid to the ballpark and stuff like that. So I appreciate life, man. So anytime somebody comes and they want to talk to me anywhere I'm at, I just want them to, I always want people to feel, my comfort, because like I said, I feel like nobody is better than anybody. No man is better than another man. So I feel like if I got anything to give anybody mentally or however it makes them feel, I feel like that's my job, to be able to make people feel comfortable and comfort people and show them that I'm a real human, man.
All right. Well, I hate to say it, but unfortunately I gotta end it right here. I really love to see what y'all have coming for the world in the 2022 Grudge racing season. Wish the best of luck to both of y'all this year too.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. You're gonna see us out there. Like I said, we're gonna try to make Jake race. And if we can, you're gonna see us. One thing about it, we come out there, man. We come out, we don't no plan. So we're looking forward to that.